Welcome back to part 18 of this year's Grassroots to Gold Boots with me, the Gobby Gaffer, and starting with Rochdale AFC. And talking about being Gobby, I think sometimes I speak a little bit too loudly. I need to whisper when I'm saying some things, because I think the game heard me when I said that I'd sorted the left back role out and I was going to play Belongo there and Baines there, and we had the young kid who could come in and fill in there on the odd occasion. Think again, Baines and Belongo, both out injured, like 3, 4, 5 weeks, and great that, isn't it, you know? So I'm having to play the young kid there, who, to be fair, has really surprised me. I mean, he has 5-star potential, but he's only a 2-star currently. He's only a young kid, but he's played really, really well. And they're talking about young kids coming in and deputising. You know my goalkeeper situation? Yeah, I had my main goalkeeper was Thomas. The other goalkeeper who I had was, I think, equally as good, but I had to sell him in the end. He was causing loads of problems in the dressing room. Really struggled to find a backup goalkeeper, so I brought a young goalkeeper in called Beach. And of course, I mean, we have had a lot of injuries. You're going to get the gist of this as I'm talking. We have had a lot of injuries. And I mean, Bennett is out again. I've actually got him on the transfer list at the moment. Can't sell him. But that's another story. But yes, my goalkeeper got injured. He was out for about 3 or 4 weeks. And I thought, well, that's great. The only goalkeeper I've got is a young kid. I mean, he's actually 21. But in goalkeeping terms, that's not particularly old, is it, for experience and whatever. But to be fair, he's come in and he's done an absolutely sterling job. The last time I looked, he was on an average rating of about 7.67. He's been absolutely amazing for us. And there goes me again. I should be whispering all of this because, well, you know what the game's going to do, don't you? Let's have a look what's been going on, shall we? So we had a reasonable start to life in the Sky Bet League One, and I thought we were going to do, you know, okay, like an average okay, if you will. But then we came to play Port Vale, who were bottom of the league when we played them. And we got beat 2-0. And then we played Barnsley at home and could only scrape a 1-1 in that one. So I thought, here we go. This is the reality. Maybe we've picked up, you know, end of last season. Well, to be fair, end of last season wasn't great, was it? So maybe we weren't picking up from last season's form. But maybe we were going in pre-season. We played some, you know, really good performances. We won all our pre-season games. And I think maybe that carried us over a little bit. But I thought, okay, when is it all going to collapse? Because we're now in with the big boys. Well, as far as Rochdale are concerned, Sky Bet League One is the highest league they've ever been in. So it is the big boys. And of course, those two results, I thought, here we go. We're going to go on a downward spiral now. So I had a look at the squad and I kind of figured that the new lad that I brought in, Tavares. Now let's have a quick look at Tavares. So if we look at Tavares here, his best position is as an advanced forward. He's only 5'8", but he's really quick, got great finishing. His composure's not great, so he isn't scoring a lot of goals at the moment, but I am working on that. But I figured that maybe he should be striker. The fact that he wasn't scoring, I thought, well, maybe then we partner him and put 2 up top. Not all of the time, but some of the time. So kind of then I had a bit of a rejig on the formation. We changed the formation. We went to a 4-1-1-3-1 initially, and we beat Bristol Rovers away 2-1. Nice win, that one. But then I did shuffle into the 2 up top. So we were playing a 4-1-1-4. And we beat Bolton, which at the time, Bolton were, you know, in the playoff positions. And that should have been a tough game for us. We got 9,500 in. Local derby, of course. We got 9,500 in for that game. And we beat them 3-0. A nice clean sheet. So I thought, OK, let's do the same thing again. We played Port Vale, the team who had beaten us 2-0 only a few weeks before. And this is a Bristol Street Motors competition. And away from home, a nice 3-0 win in that one. I did have to do a little bit of juggling in there because we weren't playing particularly well. So I moved things around a little bit. But Tyrese Sinclair on the score sheet again. Oscar Kelly started to bang in a few goals. And then we had a home game against Lincoln. And again, another clean sheet. 3 clean sheets on the trot now. And every one of those games, the young kid Beach has played in them, and he's played really, really well. I hope, fingers crossed, let's whisper this one, I hope he's going to come back to bite me and they injure him as well. But at the moment, yes, he's keeping the first choice goalkeeper out of the team because he is actually back fit and ready to go now. So yeah, a nice 3-0 win in that one, and Tyrese Sinclair on the score sheet again. So we're going into today's 2 games, which are both away games. We've got a local derby again against Wigan, and then the other away game is a game against Colchester. And sometimes I do wonder about the AI in Football Manager, how it treats different players. And you kind of think that, every advance forward is just going to be just that, an advance forward. But I have noticed when I played Tavares there, who, by the way, did we say 5'8"? He comes very, very deep for the ball all the time. You'll very often see him in our half, just hoovering up, picking the ball up and then moving forward with it as an advance forward. So he's obviously got some traits in there that the game are noticing. Tyrese Sinclair, he's only 5'9". The number of headers that we've seen him score, when you start analysing these things, you kind of think to yourself, you bring a player in who's potentially like a pressing forward and advance forward, and you think they're all going to play the same. Actually, the AI does a reasonable job. And look, hey, what's going on here? Am I feeling a bit hot? I'm actually praising Sports Interactive and Football Manager for getting something right. But it does seem to be like that. It does seem that certain players have traits that make them do individual things, and it's quite nice to see. Anyway, I thought I would just make that observation. I don't know whether any of you have seen that in the game itself, but it was just something I was looking at and analysing. I think it was when I was thinking about Tavares and where he could fit in up front, and I had played him there a few times and he wasn't scoring goals. In fact, we got the dreaded message about him. He did score a goal and it said, Tavares, he's ended his massive goal drought that he's been on. And I thought, oh, right, here we go. You dread getting that message, don't you, about your forwards, because they're not going to score. The AI kind of has it in for them. So I got that message, and I think it was then I started looking at his attributes, and I thought, right, okay, maybe we should be playing him in a different way. And actually, at the moment, I've got him out on the wing. So I'm thinking as an inside forward with that kind of pace and acceleration, he can cut in and do some real damage. Anyway, we'll have a look at that in game now, because I think I am going to play him on the wing in the next game against Wigan. And speaking of that, well, we'll see you in the dugout. And just before the game starts, before I forget, and Gobby Gaffer can be a bit forgetful sometimes. I told you, it's all tactics and formations up here. Yeah, I forgot to show you the league table. So at the moment, we're in a very respectable 8th position. 11 games played, 19 points on the board. After that Port Vale game where they beat us 2-0, we were down near the relegation area. And I did fear the worst, but we have picked it up. Those 3 clean sheets on the bounce have pulled us up to 8th position. I don't think we'll stay there, but if we can stay somewhere around there, maybe 10th, 11th, 12th position this season, that will do me fine. So welcome along to the 25,000 capacity DW Stadium. Are we going up in the world? Well, let's hope so. Let's get stuck into the team selection. So we're going to try something a little bit different today. Not in formation. I mean, this is the first time you've seen this formation and tactic, but just positional play. Like I say, I've got Tavares playing on the left-hand side and Kelly's playing on the right-hand side, but as inside forwards cutting in. So the team is the young kid Beach in goal. Left back is again another young kid, Ismail. I've spoken about him. He's having a great time at the moment. You watch today. You watch. He'll probably head the ball in his own goal 3 times and score a hat-trick in his own net. Bolongo and Lavelle at centre-backs, Bernard on the right. We've got Gilligan as the ball-winning midfield player. Corness is the advanced playmaker. Tavares and Kelly cutting in on the wings. And 2 strikers today. We've got Turner Cup playing as a very fancy false 9. I don't know whether he'll stay there. I'm just going to see how it goes. He does like playing there, but like I say, we'll have to see how it goes. And obviously, Tyrese Sinclair up top, and he's starting this season the way he finished last season. He's just a superstar. He's a goal machine. Let's hope he can do it today. And we're underway at the DW Stadium, and let's hope the positive way that this episode has started, let's hope that carries on in the game. And we do seem to have taken the early initiative. We've had 4 shots, 1 on target. 13 minutes, we'll get our first highlight, and that's a header there. Oh, what a goal from Tavares. What an absolute peach from Tavares. 1-0 up at the DW Stadium after 13 minutes. And that all came from a corner. Set-piece routines really seem to be like working. Lavelle there taps it back to Tavares. And the goalkeeper, Tickle, Mr. Tickle, he had no chance with that one. So Ismail now with the throw to Turner Cook, slides it into Tavares. Tavares now loses the ball, but that should be easily mopped up at the back. Bolongo there, he's mopping that up nicely. As you can see, Bolongo is back now, but I'm playing him at centre-back. I'm going to try and give this young kid some real game time. Nevitt last season, one of the young lads, he started off as a 2-star at the beginning of the season with 5-star potential and ended up as a 3-star with 5-star potential. Maybe Ismail will do the same. Hopefully he will do. Oscar Kelly has come on leaps and bounds, and now he's in the middle there. He flirts a lovely ball out to Tavares, and that very nearly crosses the line, and that was very, very unlucky for us not to go 2-0 up. So just over the half-hour mark now, and Wigan, well, they've not even got off the bus yet. We've had 8 shots, 4 on target, an XG of 1.01. Possession has been very evenly split, but we're obviously making a lot more of our possession than Wigan are. But sometimes you say these things and then they come back to bite you, don't they? So, commentator's curse. Corness there though, Turner Cook. This is definitely not a commentator's curse. Tavares, can he get his second? He certainly can, and that was an absolutely brilliant finish. And have we found the right position in the team for Tavares? Maybe we have. If you remember early doors, Tyrese Sinclair was playing on the left. I moved him to centre forward, and he just became a prolific goal scorer. Tavares is meant to be a centre forward. Wasn't scoring a lot of goals. We're getting the dreaded messages about him. You know, off form, not scoring goals. Moved him to the left. He scored 2 goals. So not a lot to be said to the lads at half time. Just, you're doing amazingly well. Just carry it on. And we're up in our XG. We're now on 1.47. 11 shots, 5 on target. And Wigan have yet had to have a shot. And is that going to be... No, it's not. Unfortunately, that gets headed away by the Wigan defence. So Wigan now breaking down their left-hand side. Ball inside. We need to be covering well here. We don't want to concede a goal. They've not actually had a shot. Never mind a shot on target. They haven't had a shot yet in the game. And of course, the usual old Football Manager AI were absolutely battering them. They've not had a single shot in the game, and the first shot hits the back of the net, and it's now 2-1. So back with a free kick from Corness. Ball is headed out there, dropped straight to a Wigan player. Wigan are now breaking. Can Gilligan get there? Yes, he can. Nice running from Gilligan. Nice covering play. Ismail now. A ball over the top for Tavares to run onto. You see what I mean about the young kid? That was great work there. Unfortunately, Tavares lost the ball. And that is rather strange, but Oscar Kelly there picks up the loose ball outside the area. Corness now, he's driving in. That was a lovely ball. Switched the play really well, and oh my word, how did we miss that? That should have been 3-1. 70 minutes on the clock. I've made 3 changes. So Oscar Kelly has gone off. Rodney has come on that side. Diallo has come on in midfield to just try and stiffen us up a little bit. And I have taken the Tyrese Sinclair off. So John has come on at right back as well. Although I pushed him a little bit further forward just to try and switch things around a little bit and maybe just give us a little bit of a different style of play and a different edge. Just gives the game something to think about. But we are back now with another... Oh, Bolongo there picks it up nicely in central defence. Corness there, lovely ball out to Tavares. Tavares now just have to be careful with him. He's on a yellow. And that was a poor ball, actually. Since he scored his goals, he seems to have gone off the boil a little bit. I'm not sure, was it his mistake in the attack that actually sprung the attack from Wigan. Tavares there again. I don't know whether I might have to take him off. Ismail now running down that left-hand side. This young kid, I think, has got a lot of potential. Nice ball into Turner Cook. Turner Cook and Johnny's all on his own on this right-hand side, totally unmarked. Very nicely found. Can we hit the back of the net with that one? We certainly can. Jay Turner Cook there, and that's on his second goal of the season, but he has been out injured quite a lot. But we're 3-1 in the league now. And there was some nice play there. Lovely ball from Jay Turner Cook himself to put the ball out onto this right hand side, and then he fires himself into the penalty area and just follows up on that, scores the goal. 3-1. 80 minutes on the clock now, last two substitutions. Hilton has come on the left wing to replace Tavares. Very, very tired, but he was on a 9.6, and the report there is having a storming game, but looking very, very tired. And I've also brought Francois on in midfield, dropped Diallo to the ball-winning midfield player, and Kyle John now is just going to be a wing-back on support. I think we are now, well, we're going into a holding pattern. We're going to play cautiously. I think the points are in the bag now. We just need to see this game through. So about 10 minutes left of the game now. We should hopefully have a nice, comfortable 3-1 win here. And with 7 minutes of time added on, we do come away with a 3-1 win, and that was very, very well deserved. We played very, very well there, and I think you saw some evidence there of that young kid on the left-hand side, fearless, just coming forward with the ball and doing great stuff. And Tavares there, if those two can form a partnership, we could see some goals coming from that left-hand side. And the assistant manager who's recommended, that sound you hear is everyone who wrote us off backtracking. What a performance, and it was. And, well, with that result, we're going to end up getting a bit of a nosebleed, I think. We're in 4th place. 12 games played, 22 points. Promotion, anybody? Oh, only joking, only joking. Well, don't underestimate that result. Derby games, and that was a Lancashire derby. That derby games can always be very hit and miss. Sometimes when you see the big derby games being played, it doesn't matter what the league positions are at the time. You can have top playing bottom. It's a derby game. The supporters are rooting for their team so they can go into work on Monday morning and claim bragging rights. So don't underestimate that result at all. A 3-1 win away at Wigan. Absolutely brilliant. We will have tougher games, however. Let's hope the game against Colchester, which is the next one up, isn't going to be one of those games that's really tough. There's only one way to find out. We'll see you in the dugout. Welcome along to the 10,000 capacity JobServe Community Stadium here in Colchester. And it looks like Colchester are going to play with 5 across the back, so we should have enough up front to combat that. The team is Beach in goal, back four of Ismail, Bolongo, Graham and John, Diallo and Francois in the middle of the park, Tavares, man of the match Tavares, and player of the week against Wigan. On the left hand side we've got Jude Boyd replacing Oscar Kelly on the right hand side, and we have Turner Cook and Sinclair up front. Looking very snazzy on the touchline there in my blue suit. Stick out like a sore thumb really, but well, you know. Anyway, we've started the game really well. We've had 3 shots and all on target within the first 10 minutes. And an XG of 0.31, so we don't look as though we are going to score a goal at the moment, but we started very, very well. And we do get the first highlight. 18 minutes, Francois puts the ball into the area, and that is cleared. And the Colchester player is going to come down their right hand side with that. Can we get a tackle in? No, we can't. But Bolongo there reads that ball really well and just plays a nice simple ball back to Beach in goal. And Bolongo now, as is coming forward, Ismail to Turner Cook now. Turner Cook has come very, very deep. Tavares in his inside forward role. Can he put the ball in the back of the net? Yes, he can. I think we've found Fabio Tavares' position in the team now. He is going to be an inside forward on that left-hand side. And let's hope this continues, because my decisions about moving players in the team seem to be very, very critical. Tyrese Sinclair moved from left to the centre forward position. Tavares moved from the centre forward position to left, and it's proved absolutely a brilliant move. Just under half an hour on the clock, Sinclair throws the ball in there from the corner. That it does get headed away. Tavares now. Tavares puts the ball into Graham. Graham, can he find him back with a reverse pass? No, he can't. But that is going to go out to the right hand side. Kyle John with the ball now. Kyle John with his back to goal. He's going to put that back to Graham. Graham, a ball over the top, and that doesn't actually find anybody. And I've seen that move quite a few times, actually. That ball from like the either wing-back role that just drops into no man's land. So I'm not quite sure what's happening there. And unfortunately, from that, Colchester break away and score the equaliser. So not great. And if we just watch that again, this lad here is allowed to run right through the centre, plays it to a lad on the right hand side there unmarked, and Moulton just slips his marker and the ball's past Beach from close range. Can we get ourselves back in front? Sinclair now with a long throw into the area. There's two players there waiting for it. Diallo plays the ball back to Sinclair. Ball's headed over, and that should have been in the back of the net to put us back in the lead. So just coming up to half time, Colchester have come back into the game now. 3 shots, 2 on target, but we are outnumbering them in that department massively. But as we've seen, that doesn't always mean to say you're going to win the game. But a nice ball there to Turner Cook, who's come deep again. Tavares on that left hand side. And he's having a nice run down that side. He gives the ball away, unfortunately. And Tavares does seem, we saw it a couple of times in the last game. I was putting it down to tiredness, but I don't think he's tired. So he's very, very good at scoring goals off that side. But he is very, very susceptible to giving the ball away. And fortunately this time we do pick the ball up and it doesn't result in an attack. But Kyle John there. Bit of a loose ball, but it does eventually find Diallo. Turner Cook comes deep again. Ismail down that left-hand side. It looks like they might have got a little bit mixed up there. Can we get the ball in the back of the net? Yes, we can. Tyrese Sinclair with another header. His 8th goal of the season. And, well, we can say it again. Tyrese Sinclair's head is definitely a weapon. It's been a weapon all the time that he's been with us. And every league that he plays in, he just bangs the ball in the back of the net. And again, his jumping reach of 15 really pays dividends there. And we go back into the lead just before half time. And I thought we'd maybe given that away there. Ismail looked like he got himself tangled up there with Tavares, I think it was. But we do go into the half time break 2-1 ahead. And we're going to say to the lads, important to stay focused. Don't get complacent. And I'm just going to make the one change at half time. I'm taking Tavares off. I don't know whether it's tiredness. Says he's having a good game, but he is susceptible to giving that ball away. Maybe we need to put him on some specific training. He is actually on composure training at the moment, so not sure whether that needs to, get a little bit more embedded. But Oscar Kelly is a good replacement on that side, so I'll just make the one change at half time. So 13 shots, 6 on target, but we do come back to a Colchester highlight. The ball is headed out there, but it does come out to a Colchester player. Is he going to fire that in the back of the net? And that's a good save from Beach. Has that been flagged offside? No, it's not. It was a good save from Beach. Stuck an arm out, punched it round the post. We do have a corner now to deal with. Ball is slung into the far post and it's headed away. Bolongo there is chasing that ball and that comes to nothing. So Colchester now applying the pressure, turning the screw, and this possibly could be, yes it is, it's the equaliser again. It's now 2-2 and this is the first game that we've conceded 2 goals in for a good while now. We were keeping clean sheets, but very, very close range there again, and we're now level at 2-2. So just made 1 or 2 little positional changes. But it is Colchester again. Colchester really piling on the pressure in this second half. And we've given away a penalty. This is absolutely awful. Looks like we're going to go 3-2 down here. Unless Beach can perform some heroics. Let's hope he puts this high, because Beach is 6'5". And he makes a brilliant save to his left-hand side. And 6'5" Beach there turns that penalty round the post. And it comes out now to a corner. Fevrier and Beach there again. His height proving absolutely invaluable. And Beach keeps us in the game at 2-2. Now it's our turn to try and turn the screw a bit. And that was an absolutely awful throw. And that now is going to come back at us. And surely that is offside. It's got to be offside, that one. He's hit the crossbar with it. It's not been flagged. So 69 minutes on the clock. I am going to go into a low block now. A 2-2 at Colchester would not be a disaster. I would still like to get the 3 points, but we have got away with one with the penalty. So I'm going into a low block. And a couple more changes. So Hilton has come on as a shadow striker now. I've taken, who was it now? I've taken Tyrese Sinclair off. Very, very tired. Rodney has come on for Jude Boyd, who is very, very tired as well, and on a 6.4. And I'm not very impressed with Jude Boyd at the moment. Maybe I need to do a positional switch with him. But anyway, a couple more changes there, and I've dropped us into that low block. And let's see if we can hold on to this 2-2, or maybe even nick the 3 points. Turner Cook now is coming down the middle with the ball. So I've pushed him a little bit further forward now that Sinclair has gone off. Ball swung into the box there, and that is headed away from Oscar Kelly. Oscar Kelly now, what can he do with this? Francois slings the ball in. Can we? No, we can't. And the keeper makes a terrific save to keep Colchester in the game. Hilton now. What can Hilton do with this? He gives the ball away again. Hilton has only just come on as well. About 10 minutes of the game left now. The last substitutions all in defence. Belongo has now gone out to left wing back. Lavelle has come on at centre back, and Bernard has taken over at right wing back in place of Kyle John. And moving into 4 minutes of time added on, Colchester really come back into this game, and with an XG of 2.5 there. But we do manage to get a point, which is, I'm quite happy with a point. That will do us, that will. And of course the assistant manager says that his recommendation is you played okay, and it's always good to get a result when you're not playing as well as you could do. And that result leaves us in 7th place, 13 games played, 23 points. But there are teams up there, Birmingham, Portsmouth and Barnsley, who've all played a game more than we have. And this one has made me chuckle a little bit. Sky Bet League One, Rochdale's promotion bid takes a hit. Really? I don't think anybody was tipping us for promotion this season. Certainly the board, if you remember, wanted to avoid relegation. I wanted mid-table top half. Rochdale's promotion bid takes a hit. And with that absolute nugget, I think we'll leave it there. A 4-point episode. If all the episodes this season are 4-pointers, that will do for me. We'll end up top half of the table, I think, maybe even in the playoffs. Don't expect to get promoted at all. A nice consolidation season this season is what is called for. And at the moment, we're doing exactly that. 1 or 2 positional switches. I need to have a look at Jude Boyd on that right-hand side. Doesn't seem to be performing very well. He's actually playing in his preferred position, but always seems very tired and never puts the greatest of performances in. So maybe I need to work a little bit of a Gobby Gaffer magic on that one and just maybe see if we can switch him round somewhere. Maybe put him up front. I don't know. We'll have to see. Anyway, a nice little episode, as I say. I'm going to go off now, play half a dozen games or so and see where that leaves us in the league. And we'll be back very, very shortly to see how Rochdale can do in Sky Bet League One. And this push to get into the promised land, the championship. Can we do it? I have great faith that we can. We'll see you next time.